Hello, Blue Fleet. Hi. How are we doing? Welcome back to another HANDCAM. You see, it's a hand and it's cam. I thought it was funny. Anyway, today, I am full of regret. I'm full of regret and sadness and generally just feeling kind of silly, right? Because the Rhino is the biggest kit in the combat patrol, as you can see. That's the Rhino up in the top. It's the troop transport. And Death Shroud, you know, when I built them, an Adam's Family guest appearance. Yippee! Yeah, he's just a... Oh, he sniffed his own bum and died. Well, that's unfortunate. When I built the Death Shroud, like, I built that one on stream. And it was like 8 or 9 pieces. Now, have a look at how many sprues the Rhino is comprised of. Please also excuse over here, there is a big pile of sprue debris that I need to, like, get in recycling. I built my last Mephistic Blight Hauler today, so I've got 3 of them made now. But look at this. Look at this shit. We've got 1, right? 2, 3, 4. Yay! We got 4 whole sprues to get through to build this thing. I'm pretty confident we need this one first, so I'll bring this over here. Or this one. Like, one of the two. Because this one has one side plus the top of the Rhino. And then this has the other side and then the bottom of the Rhino. As you can see, there's some bits in the back where, in theory, you can hinge the door, right? But I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to be building it as one solid thing because moving parts are a bit beyond me at this point. So, let me just put the decoration sprue down there. Let me just have a quick look as to where the instructions are going to put us to, huh? Yeah, we're going to be doing some of these guys next week, the Plague Marines. And I've got 14 of these guys to build, and I'm just like, oh, perhaps mistakes have been made. Here we are. Right, okay. So, the first thing we need to do is we need... which pieces are those? Excuse me. Which pieces are those? Are the pieces on the sprue for R1? I guess. Okay. I mean, these all look like they're roughly about the same anyway, so... Oh, I see. R and L. Right, okay, so it's right and left, obviously, then. This is L, so the instruction manual says start with R. Let's do that. It's going to be great fun when I come to build more vehicles, because I need to keep an eye on Allspecs Tactics. I entered the giveaway, because I was like, you know what? I watch a lot of the guys' stuff. I'm going to roll the dice and see if I won... if I won, like, it's a tank giveaway, so it's like you can get, like, 4 tank kits. I'm like, well, okay, so for Chaos, you know, you'd have, like, a Chaos Predator, and then a Defiler, and then probably, like, a couple of bloat drones, I guess. And it's just like, okay, that could be neat. I'll enter that because, you know, roll the dice. I'm a new player. You know, maybe the gods will be kind to me. Probably not, but... let's make a start on this sprue, shall we? Also, I've been hard at work on my Holy Book of Goose today. Now, I'm not going to show you guys where we're up to, just because I'm not so arrogant, right, as to think my Oshi would ever tune into one of my streams. Right? I'll enter that! Shinsu's famous last words. Yeah, it was the point where I saw Agnes Tachyon, and, well, that was the last mistake I ever made. Please don't beat me up, Yakuza horse people. I don't want my kneecaps broken because I said the horse was sexy. Excuse me. But yes, I have been working on the Book of Goose. I'm not so arrogant that I think my Oshi would ever tune into one of my streams, but on the off chance that she did, I don't want her to know about this book just yet, or at least she can't see it until the con, right? I'm pretty adamant about that point. It has to be kind of like as much of a surprise as I can make it. So basically, like, the idea with it is, it's a book with QR codes for the channel and like some general cult furnishings, shall we say. Which one's this? Does this tell me which one this is? Hold on. I think... Oh, I see. So these go together kind of like this. So the door's kind of like recessed into the hatchway. Okay. Gun to the head, which IRL person, no matter who's still alive, just enter my chat, who would freak me out the most? There's a question. Oh, man. Who would freak me out the most? I mean, it's very hard to freak me out. It's really hard to freak me out. Like, I got a bit freaked out yesterday when I got that pay rise, but that was because it's like, oh, hey, my pay's now competitive at long last. You know, it's like I've been busting my hump for 10 years in the sector. It's like I'm finally making, like, passably okay money with it. In terms of people, like, if someone came into my chat, like, if one of my Oshis was to appear in my chat and say, hello, then I'd probably be, like, noticeably taken aback. But I don't think I'd freak out as such, because, you know, I'm pretty, like, I'm pretty chilled out when it comes to that sort of thing. You know, it doesn't really, the idea doesn't scare me. So, for someone to freak me out, a toss-up between any of Gorillaz or Kim Jong-un for very different reasons. Well, let's put it this way. I wouldn't be very happy if Keir Starmer came into my chat. I'd be very upset by that. And traditionally, I would have voted for his party and all. I just think he's an absolute wanker. But, like, any member of Gorillaz, I tell you what, I've met a member of Gorillaz. I actually have met someone who is in Gorillaz. Insolent fool! Oh no, Aku's here. Well then, I'll get Samurai Jack. No, I've actually met someone who is in Gorillaz. They came to do a guest lecture at college when I was doing like my music production course. Yeah, I actually, I suppose you guys call it majoring with uni. So I majored in music production and somehow became a lawyer. Don't ask me. I don't know either, right? I can't explain it. All right, first chunk of this is off. So this is the... Yeah, I see. So this is like the internal... This is the internal. So this goes like this. I see. Yeah, because these seats here, if you want the door to hinge outwards and like open downwards, you can paint the inside of it. All musicians have broken. I'd rather get the cash money. No, it's because people who produce music actually tend to make decent bank. It's the musicians themselves who don't, because they're the ones who are reliant on merchandise sales to make to make ends meet. So the guys who actually produce the music tend to be able to make a good living, because you'll get like you'll get bands come to you, you'll get singers come to you, you get sometimes people who want to record audiobooks will come to you. And then if you get to the top of the game there, like, it's very lucrative. But the problem is, when I got out of uni, there were no jobs in it. Like, I'd basically followed my passion, and I'd been so led by passion that I'd not been led by practicality, which, there's arguments to be made that that's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. There we go. Oh, uh-oh. I've chipped a bit of that wheel off. Oh, that's bad. Well, you know, it's fine. It's Nurgle. Nurgle doesn't care. My Rhino's taken some battle damage. Streaming too? Yeah, streaming was like... I got into it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be... Yeah, this is going to be mint. I'll be, like, you know, couple of years, and I'll have, you know... I'll have, you know, a few... I'll have, like, 10,000 subs, and I'll be quitting my day job, and I'll be making bank off of streaming, and now I'm just... I look back at that and I think, oh, you silly bastard. You silly bastard. Okay, so... Yeah, so this goes together like this, you see. So this is going to be like one of the track assemblies. The wheel that we've done a bit of damage to doesn't actually matter all that much. It's going to get covered anyway, but it will just look like battle damage if we can see it. So that's not necessarily too bad. So now we need to stick these together. So we need to get our glue. Hold on. Whoop. Yeah, I mean, streaming's in a really weird place a lot of the time because you see so many people who come through, you know, they come through and they're there for a bit and then they're not there anymore. Yeah, I mean, I've seen friends who have, you know, they've started off and then, you know, they've kind of hit the ground and they've done pretty good, and then they kind of just, you know, they vanish. You know, I don't know how else to describe it. They just kind of realize that, oh, actually, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Wait, is that right? That better be right. Yes, that's right. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. For a second there, I was like, oh, God, have I done this wrong? But no, that's fine. Gonna be hard to fill out. You don't think you and the other guys want to get Gary cloned? Ha ha ha, Gary! Gary? Gary! Ha 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 ha, Gary! Gary! Hey, Zach, how you doing? You're Gary now. I'm sorry, pal, but that's how it's gotta be. Oh, no. Gonna be hard to fill out the 10,000. Yeah, I mean, I realise that now. It was very much not something I'd really put much thought into. I mean, I genuinely, and I have learned since this, please understand that I've learned since this horrid misconception, right? But I genuinely thought that, like, when I first started doing this, I thought streaming is easy street. Streaming will be an easy way for me to get out of working in, you know, capitalist regime. And now I'm just like, well, you didn't think that one through very well, did you, matey? Oh no, oh no, no, no. Wait, why the hell's there oh wait, no, it's a Chaos Aquila. Okay, that's fine. For a second I was like, why is there an Imperial Aquila there? Streaming's more a hobby pastime, and successful ones are the ones that can be full-time, and that's only temporary. I mean, I think it depends, really. There are people who've actually been able to go full-time in a meaningful capacity with it. And I think it's important. I mean, it's like with any sort of creative job, right? You need to have a backup plan because it is incredibly ephemeral. You know, it's one thing that people... I tell people when you've got, like, a graduation from, say, Hololive or something, because... You know, it's just like, you never know when something's going to happen that's going to make an agency explode, or where, you know, someone's just not going to want to do it anymore, or they feel, you know, they feel constrained with what they're doing with an agency, so they want to go elsewhere or something like that. And it's just like, you know, you got to treasure the time that you got with them. He lives on minimum expenditure, thus he's set for life. I have a number of problems with that guy. And I'll tell you what my biggest problem is, Dodslow. He looks like Varg Vikernes. You think I'm kidding? Let me get a picture. Let me see if I can get a picture. Hold on. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. Hold on. Just give me a sec. He's my biggest rival for Nurgle's favour. No, he would never have the favour of Papa. No, he just looks like he looks like Varg Vikernes. So Varg Vikernes, you may know as the guy who used to be in the Norwegian black metal scene, and who he killed a guitar player called Euronymous, purely because he suspected Euronymous was gay, but also like Varg is like terrible generally, but that's why like the fact that someone looks like him just means that I can't get past that idea. Look, tell me they're not the same person. Tell me they're not the same fucking person. You can't convince me that they're not the same person. They look the same. They're identical. They're twinsies separated at birth. No, I mean in terms of Nurgle's favour, I am much smellier. Like my farts will actually melt through. They will melt through concrete. You know, like Godzilla comes to town and he's just like, I'm just like, oh, I'm here, mate, and he's like, oh, boy, I don't want to fuck with this guy. His farts are nuclear. There we go. That's the lamest reason to kill in death metal. I mean, back in the day, right, the Norwegian scene was super fucked up. I don't really know how else to describe it, right? I genuinely do not know how else to describe it. So, you had that going on with Burzum. Burzum was the band that Varg was in, I think, wasn't it? And then, you know, you had all the church burnings and everything going on. So, like, we're talking, like, the wild times for extreme metal in Norway. You know, it was super fucked up back then. Super fucked up. I mean, there was... you ever heard of Dead? The singer? You ever heard of that guy? He's the guy who blew his head out with a shotgun. Not in a battle on a mountain during a thunderstorm, half-naked battle axes, all for $1 million death money. No, Varg just stabbed him because he was like, I think that you are coming on to me, and I don't like that. And it's like, oh, well, kind of lame, man. He went to prison for years and years and years, got released, and then it's just like, he's just kind of outed himself as a colossal dickhead. I mean, I think that the murder probably gave that bit away, to be honest, but... right, so... This goes... Oh, I see. This has to go like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait, no it doesn't. This... Hang on. Which way does this tread go? Oh, man. Okay, we need to try and assemble the tread first. Who would sleep with someone that looks like Asmongold besides Kirsch? Ugh. Not me. Let's put it that way. I certainly wouldn't. Right, okay, so I think this one... Hang on. Oh, I see. So this has to go like this? Where? Is that right? We sure? Oh! Wait. Have I done this wrong? No, I don't think so. Oh, wait, have I jumped onto the next page? Oh, right, I see, okay. I've got onto the wrong page. That's why I'm getting confused. That scared the shit out of me then. YouTube skipped one of your messages? Ah. YouTube better not be up to some weird shit. Because that would upset me. That would upset me if YouTube's already up to weird shit. Like, they're changing, like, user handles as well, which is going to be really annoying, because... They're changing it to @handles, and no one wants that. No one wants that, YouTube. Why are you doing that? But yeah, I remember there was one of the Hololive forums that I used to mod for. In fact, I think most of them, Kirsch is like persona non grata. Like, you will get slapped if you even mention that name. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the Hololive discords are just very, very... Anyone who is, like, potentially controversial in some way, or whose fan base might cause trouble, they tend to just be prescribed entirely. I kind of get it, you know, I get it. I understand it. You don't stream what you can tell it takes effort? Yeah, it takes a lot. Like, that's why I should have researched it more before going into it, because, well, I didn't. And that makes me kind of dumb. Ah, I see. Right, so, this has to go, like... Yeah, this goes, like... It can't go like that, though. Can it? Can it? Hold on. Hey, Ara, how we going? Without discussion, there can be no understanding. I think it's more that, like, there are some people who discussion just kind of fails with, and Kirsch fans tend to be those sorts from, I mean, at least from my experience anyway. Yeah, I generally tend to prefer dialogue, but I think that for the sake of preserving the peace of the holochords, it kind of makes sense. I get it, you know. How did yesterday go? Pretty okay. Pretty okay. We are currently fighting the butt plug man. The butt plug man. The butt plug man, who lives on Drury Lane. Right, I see. Okay. So we need to put this on so that basically the two teeth go up. So that means this has to go on this way, right? Is that right? I think so. I think it is anyway. Okay. I'm just going to try and build these tracks a little bit. Fox Lady. I think so. I never paid very much attention to what they were, but the I mean, I would normally probably just think of them myself as the kind of problematic one, but then I'm again I'm a grouchy, kind of intolerant old man. And when I say intolerant, it's like there are some folk who I can deal with, and she's just kind of not one of them, I'm afraid. Right, I see. Yeah, so this has to go right along the bottom. Okay. Like this. Yeah, that has to go like this. I've just been trying to work out how the track goes. I'm British, I'm problematic by default. I don't even have a counter argument to that. Objection! What's my objection? I was just saying it to buy some time while I thought of one. Okay. Objection! Uh-oh. Wait. Oh no, there's no tits today, because I'm on PNG mode. Yeah. I'm on PNG mode, so there's no tits. Betrayed! I'm on PNG mode. I never have tits on during PNG mode. I never have done. Is that actually going on? Hold on. There we go. Okay. Right, so now the track goes on... I think it was this a ways, wasn't it? Yeah, it better be this a ways, otherwise I'm in trouble. Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're just gonna... We're getting the tracks glued in, right, to start. Not showing tits on an IRL stream. I'm really a Twitch streamer. Sometimes I wonder, you know. I do wonder sometimes. Okay. Right, so. Oh, you can probably see my, business card there as well. Kind of hiding behind me. Kind of hiding behind me a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So next we want R3, which is one of these ones, isn't it? Yeah, R3 and R5 are basically the same. So this is kind of set almost. Should be set momentarily. Okay. That's not set at all. Hold on. Let me put some more glue in this bit. I say glue. You guys know about Games Workshop glue, right? You guys know this stuff like ain't actually glue, yeah? But Games Workshop glue is it's a solvent. So what it does is it doesn't actually stick things together. It micromelts the plastic, and then it basically it fuses it together. And we're making a vehicle. Yes, we're making a Rhino. Rhino. Our enemies hide in metal boxes. Is that right? Hold on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, we're making a Rhino, and so far, getting the tracks to actually stick down has proven to be a bit of a job. It's cool! Allow that. Yeah. I mean, in Nurgle's case, it definitely is. Because, like, you know, Nurgle's all about that sticky, sticky love. That should be sticking in place. Yeah, that's right, that's starting to melt together a little bit. Good. Yeah, so, this is... It's marketed as Games Workshop plastic glue, right? Citadel plastic glue. It's not glue, it's a solvent. It melts the plastic a little bit. And then as each half of the plastic melts, it kind of forms bonds as the glue evaporates. And that kind of melts it together. It's pretty interesting in that respect. It's kind of fucked up, but interesting. Right, so the next thing is this. Ah, I see. So, yeah, now the bottom track's in. These... Right, I think I understand. I think we use these little... You see these little knobbly bobblies? There. We use these to glue in the plastic, don't we? So if I was to do like... Hold on, I'm just going to come off camera a second. Right. Oh, you might have noticed I've just got the one BGM on my loop tonight. Yeah, see? So we do that, and it fits together perfectly. And that should now melt in the plastic a little bit, and that will secure it on. So let's just hold that a minute. Yeah, vehicles actually, like... I thought the guys would be trickier than the vehicles, but, like, vehicles are pretty finicky. Didn't ask for this, but... I didn't want this, but now, well, I did, but now I are... I'm Slaneshi. I mean, the UK recently enacted laws against being Slaneshi. Very unpleasant. Very unpleasant. Oh, no. Right, okay. Yep, that's taken quite nicely. So then we want one of these ones. Yep. Yep, so that'll go in there. Okay. Join Parliament, then I can. Don't tempt me, because I've thought about it. I have actually thought about going into politics to try and make some sense of this fucked up world. Yeah, so that slightly damaged wheel that I almost half snipped off is actually not going to make a massive difference, because the next one's going to go like that. So this one, I think it's probably easiest if I just glue in, like, just put the goo in the crack. Just put the goo in the crack, you know. It's all in the hips. It's all in the hips. I tell you what, my wife put on Happy Gilmore 2 the other day. That was a weird film. Like, I kind of thought, well, this is kind of like a passable sequel. And then it did the whole thing that Borderlands 3 did, where it turned out that the streamers were the bad guys. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can get behind this anymore. Right, okay. I do quite like the fact that the door is recessed into the hull a little bit there. Games Workshop glue is worse. I mean, to be fair, I have been told that the Citadel glue is, like, not the best. And that I should probably use other stuff. But it's, like, it's easily available, you know. That was the thing. It's like, well, I can get this really easy. Right, there we go. And then this has to go in like that. That'll go in like that. So we just need to glue that bit in. Okay. No, that is the outside. Okay, that's fine. I keep on thinking this is the outside of the tank, but this is the inside. It's got seats. Borderlands 3 had annoying villains, constant talking and trekking through maps was tedious. I don't disagree there. I think that it had a lot of neat ideas. And ow, hold on a minute. What the heck is that? Ow. Have I been bit by something? I think I have. Hold on. Some little motherfuckers bit me. Like a mosquito or something. Ow. Ah! Ow! Ah, shit, bed. Ow. Ow. Oh, that hurt. Sorry, I had to just kind of give that a scratch then. Something's bit me just behind my ear. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, I only played one class in Borderlands 3. And, I mean, it was in keeping with the one class that I play in every Borderlands game, because no matter what game it is, I always play Siren. So in in Borderlands 1, I can play Siren, but I actually prefer to play the Commando. I think his class was. Was it... What was his name? Like, Raymond or Reginald or something like that? I don't remember what bro's name was, but the guy with the turret, right? And then in Borderlands 2, he was replaced with Axton. Roland! That's it, it's Roland. I just remembered it's Roland. I played Roland in Borderlands 1. The thing was, Borderlands 1 had, like, really janky gunplay because of the... because it wasn't hit scan. It was basically like there was delay between shooting something and hitting it, so the gunplay was really fucking weird. But then in Borderlands 2, I moved on to playing Siren, because I was like the group healer. And after that, I went on to play Siren in BL3 as well. Mordecai, Gage or Meyer, Claptrap or Baroness of Mose. In Borderlands 2.5, let's call it. I can't remember what it was called. The one where you could play as Claptrap. I actually played as the lady with the shield. I can't think what her name was off the top of my head, but I played as her in that. And then in pre-sequel, that's the one. Yeah. And then in Borderlands 3, I played as the Siren again. And me and my mate Andy had a really fun game involving the Sirens. He played Mose, right? And what we would do is I would use the Sirens come on and slam attack and welcome to the jam. And then as the enemies were flying up into the air, he would try and skeet shoot them. It was amazing. It was actually amazing. Huh? Has that fallen off? No, it hasn't. Okay. Right. Yeah, this is where like the build is kind of fiddly, I guess, huh? Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I'm gonna try and put this one on next. Sorry, I keep going away from the camera. It's just because I'm trying to work out like what bit goes on to where next and when. I think this one next is the sensible choice. So this actually only holds on, I think, by the sides. Hold on, let me bring it to the camera again. So like, yeah, so it's got one contact point there, and then the other ones are on the side of it. So, okay. So we need to do this like... Yeah, I see. Okay, that should hold it anyway if we do it like that. So it was, yeah, like that. So we want to put a bit... like that. That track's kind of messed up now. Right, okay, I think that seems alright. In fact, no it doesn't. We need to do the sides as well. Okay. Okay. I should probably have brought some towel up with me to wipe off excess glue, actually. Okay. Yeah, Athena was pretty fun. She was in the DLC for Borderlands 2, wasn't she? There we go, that's better. Right. Okay, so the front portion of the track is in. I dread to think how it's going to be like when I come to have to build preddies. Okay. And then I think this has to go in like... Yeah, okay, I get it. Right, so we need to... Let's put that down. There we are. Okay. Ugh, let's get the knife out of the way. Yeah, my HANDCAM setup ain't very good, so I've really got to reach over to be seen to be doing things. Ugh. Hopefully, if we move house, I'll be able to get a better setup for this. But we'll see. Yeah. I mean, it's back on the cards as long as my wife passes her probation at her work. Because, like, with my pay rise coming into effect soon, it's gonna be pretty substantial in terms of like what extra I've got to play with a month. So, we were looking into moving house before she lost her last job. And basically, if she can stick the landing on the job that she's got now, then pretty much we can start looking again, you know. And we can start looking again almost immediately from her passing probation, which would be very nice because this house is fine. Don't get me wrong. You know, I like this house, but like, it's a bit too vertical, if that makes sense. We got 3 bedrooms. One is converted into the office where I am now. And then we've got an upstairs loft room that we use it for storage. Now, really, we'd prefer to have like 3 bedrooms on the same level rather than one being up in the attic. Because the attic room is fine, but there's so many stairs. That's the problem. There's just so many stairs in this house. I mean, that's a thing with houses around where I live, I guess. You know, you do tend to find that with the minus terraces, they are very vertical. That's not meant to have happened. Hold on. Okay. Just trying to see how this bit goes in. So that should go... Yeah, it's going to be the same again where we have to kind of anchor the sides a little bit. Oh, fucking hell. This is going to be fiddly. Hold on, I'm just going to go off camera for a second, guys. Just want to try and work this out. Oh, I see. Not liking stairs anymore. It's just the amount of them. That's the issue. It's not the fact that we have them. It's how many of them there are. That's where the issue comes in. This house has, you know, a lot of stairs. A lot of them. And after a while, it's just like, you just think to yourself, oh my god, all I do is go up and down stairs every day. And yeah, I guess there are benefits to it, but at the same time, my knees have started hurting a lot lately. I just dropped that track. I got it. Okay. Right. So... yeah, this track is going to be the fiddly bit, huh? So I think we need to do... okay. I think I see the vision. There we go. Notice any temperature differences between the floors? The loft room is almost always quite a bit warmer than everywhere else in the house. Even though the radiator up there has, for some reason, never worked. I don't know why. We've never been able to get it to come on. Right. There we are. Oh, God. I don't think that's quite right. No, it's not. Hold on. This is super fiddly. Bear with me. I think we're just going to have to anchor that into that bit, huh? Okay. Is that holding? No, it's not. Not even slightly. Oh my word. This is super hard. Hold on. Where's that gone? Uh-oh. Where's that track gone? Oh, it's there. Right, okay. Hold on. Maybe if I put a bit, like... and okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this this fuck-ass track in. It's proven to be quite a challenge. This is probably the point where my friends who already do 40k are just like, hey, why the hell are you not using tweezers? And I'm just like, I don't own any. That's not a lie, by the way. I do not own tweezers, like, at all. Right, okay. So I think now we just need to wait for that to set in a little bit. So I'm just going to hold it a minute, right? Let's also pull this over here. I had a very interesting conversation with my mother, dearest, earlier, you know, guys, in which we were discussing, like, I said to her, I've been kind of wondering lately, you know, do I have a bit of the old ad? And then she casually mentions, oh yeah, we were getting you tested for it when you were a kid. And I'm like, you could have told me about that, you know. Because, like, I've realised now, I've pretty much gone through my entire adult life with undiagnosed, unmedicated ADHD. And it's still not diagnosed, but like basically, oh, I don't think it's formally diagnosed, so I never medicated it, but apparently it's on my medical history somewhere. Like the doctor said, yeah, I probably got it. Should we give him this sort of a drug? And my mum's response to that was, no, we aren't giving my son any of that saucy stuff. Sorry, did I just see something then? Hold on, give me a minute. Weird. Okay. Yeah. I think we need the next step. Which is... yeah, we need the next sprue. So this one. So let's just pull this one aside a moment. Right? Oh, wow. That was nasty ass. So I was having to swing him a drink. Yeah. Might have dodged a bullet back there. Some meds, especially back then, weren't great. I think that's why the decision was made not to put me on them. Because, like, I have to stress, Mumsy Dearest didn't do this just because she thought she knew best. She actually kind of made the decision also because she is a very storied medical professional. And her response was, we're not going to have him on that stuff because, you know, we don't know what it's going to do yet. So, you know, I don't begrudge it because I think it would be wrong of me to do that, right? But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, well, it would have been nice to know so that I could have made an educated decision as to whether, you know, if I choose to deal with that as an adult, you know. And now here I am. Now here I am at the point where you could make an isekai about me being an old man. And, you know, I'm just now learning it. So, well, essentially meth speed. Yeah, I definitely don't need those things. I actually heard something about that, by the way, Dodd. So apparently if someone takes speed, then if they stop running at 55 miles an hour, they die. Is that true? Is that true, or is that bollocks? Because I'll be honest, that is awesome. Right, this time, I'm not going to snip off half of the wheel. Okay. Good. The movie? Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I just thought, like, if you go less than 55 miles an hour in your dreams, do you go less than 55 miles an hour in real life? Is that how it works? I hope it's not how it works, because that's kind of fucked up. Alright. Right. There we go. Yeah, I've been hard at work prepping for Vexpo today as well. So I've actually not just the book. I have to stress not just the book, but other stuff as well. So like I've been getting my suitcase down from the attic to, you know, make sure I know where that is. That was, yeah, it's just a connector. Okay, that's fine. There we go. More sprue debris. Yum, yum, yum. Yeah, so, like, when I say prepping for the con, you know, this is all stuff like, you know, getting business cards ready. Yeah, business cards to hand out at the con. Love to see it. So I've got a wallet full of those from last year, which I never gave anywhere close to even half of them out, so it's like, I've still got tons of them. Which, you know, it's not a bad thing. Yeah, not a bad thing at all. And then I also have my suitcase down from the attic just to make sure I know where that is. And, the prep is in full swing, 'cause it's like 5 weeks from now I'll be away for a bit. So it's like the first weekend of September that, like, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm just flatly unavailable. So I'll be at the convention then. So, I mean, I'll be having I've got a couple of days off as soon as I get back, so I'll be doing a HANDCAM pretty much as soon as I get back. Right, now let's just check this again. So yeah, once again, the door is recessed into the hull, right? This is the inside, the outside. So, we want to get the glue, right? Let's just move the instructions over. I don't want to melt the instructions. I should probably also be, like, careful with this glue around my figurines, so. Like, you imagine, like, getting some Citadel plastic glue on my anime figurines' delicate toesies. Ain't gonna do them no good. Okay, there we go. Right, there we are. Oh dear. Right, there we go. So we can put that there. Nice card, thank you. I bought 500 of them because I'm stupid. Now, the 500 was because basically you get a discount for buying a certain amount. And the 500 was like a pretty good level to go for, because yeah, there was always going to be more than I needed. But at the same time, it was like, well, okay, if I've got more than I need, then if for any reason I was to ever have a situation where, you know, I run out of them, I'm not going to. Because it's like, if I've got 100 of them, it's like, well, I could give those out probably kind of a bit too easily. I mean, I didn't give 100 out in the end, but, you know, I kind of overestimated my own importance again, which was a little bit devastating. You know, I didn't ever quite recover from that that mental blow, but it is what it is. Right, okay, so let's... Slicey, slicey! There we go. Okay. So same again. It's basically it's basically like a mirror of the last bit we did. So let me just, so I'll show you what I'm doing. I'm snipping out this bit of the sprue. Ow. That sprue debris just literally yotes itself into me. Silly Shinsu, do you not know who the fuck I am? Your weapons cannot hurt me. I am the Juggernaut. Unfortunately for me, I'm not Sam B, so I can't ask that age-old question. Who do you voodoo, bitch? If you get that reference, well done. Is the con? Is this a con to bring the banana spear? Yes. Yeah. So this banana 2.0 will be at the convention, and I've been working pretty hard to make sure that, especially like the banana, is ready, because the banana was an unexpected hit last year. You know, I don't know how to describe it. It was a hit. It was an unexpected banger. Because I brought it, I was like, well, you know what? I'll bring it, and if anyone from our community wants to, you know, come and hang out, they'll just, oh, there's a giant banana, we'll go there. And it kind of got to a point where you have to bear in mind how big this thing is, right? So, the banana is, on its own, the banana on its own is about 5 foot long. It's 162 centimeters when it's fully inflated. The pole that it attaches to is 250 centimeters. So it's an 8-foot pole with a 5-foot banana strapped to it. And this year, we've also got a flag attachment, a speaker attachment. There's a couple of other bits on there as well. And it's just like, yeah, I look at it and I just think to myself, what are you doing with your life, man? What are you doing? You're pudding. You're pudding. And so, yeah, it is kind of a pudding-ish thing to do, but hey, we ball, right? Yeah, so two towards the front. I get it. Okay, so it's exactly the same as the last one. All right. Okay, that's nice and easy then. So hopefully, going full standard bearer, I think that was kind of the original intention behind it as well, because I was like, well, that was around the time I was starting to become interested in Warhammer, and actually at first, the first army that I was kind of intrigued by was the Custodians, and part of the reason for that was like, you know, elite defenders, and I'll be honest, a large part of the interest for me came from the fact that they are a small range. You know, I'm kind of basic like that. You know, they're a small range. They don't have many models. You don't need many to play the game. And I was like, okay, so if I was to get into it, they'd be a cheap way to start comparatively. I don't think that's taking properly. Hold on, let me just push that down a bit. So I was just like, okay, so, you know, the banana can be like a Guardian Spear. And then it's like, yeah, it can also be like a Vexilla for the, you know, for our group of people. No, that's not taken properly. Okay, let's try that again. These tracks are probably the trickiest part of this so far. Okay, there we go. Oh. Needs to go like that. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to put some pressure on there. Just so it, like, does the micro melt. Yeah, so it is basically like, almost like a battle standard. But the thing is huge. Like, can I get a picture of it? Do I have a picture that shows exactly how big it is? Hold on. Let me look at that. So while this is melting down, right, I'll just kind of keep a bit of pressure on. I'm just going to see if I've got a picture of it. And then you can kind of see exactly how big this bloody thing is. So it'll be in this folder. This one would do. This one would do. Hold on. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to find the picture that I took of it with Ellie. I'm sure she won't mind. This is for the purpose of showing you how big this bloody thing is. Right. Yeah, I had a meet and greet with Ellie. It was amazing. I hope I'm going to get one this year as well. Wow, this image is also huge. Okay. Sorry, bear with. I'm just trying to resize this image so that you guys can actually see it. Yeah, there we go. Right, okay, here we are. So this is a picture that I took at last year's Vexpo in the meet and greet, right? There you go. That is this banana with the wonderful Ellie, my Oshi. But like, you see these dividers. These dividers are taller than I am. I'm 6'3". I am 190 centimeters tall, so I'm pretty sure these are 2 meter tall dividers. You can see how tall this thing is over the top of them. If I'm holding that thing in a position to carry, then I'm holding it 3 foot off the butt is 3 foot off the ground, right? The butt of the pole is 3 foot off the ground. So it basically turns this into almost a 12-foot pole. It's about when I'm holding it like that, it's honestly about the length of a Greek spear that you'd have seen in like a phalanx or something. That's actually nicely stuck in now, so we can just pop that there a moment. So I'm seeing the vision here, by the way. This is how it's going to look. These bits go like that, and then we've got, yeah, I get it. Is that actually going to go together, though? It should do. Yeah, there's like a panel that holds the 2 bits together. Good workout for arm day. It is, actually. Let's get rid of the image there. Like, genuinely, the thing is ludicrous. Like, I actually was worried at one point that I'd have trouble getting into the convention. I might do this year because we've got, unfortunately, some far-right bastards who have got a supposedly party conference, as they call it. They're not an actual party. They're a limited company. You can't be a party if you're a limited company because that's how the law works here. But basically, I'm kind of concerned that my banana being on a giant pole might cause some issues this year. But last year, the NEC staff were really good about it. It was very funny on the Sunday because I went down to the con hall pretty early to try and get in, you know, basically as soon as it opened, get some breakfast first. And the con security, they see me come through, and the guy who was like on the door that morning, I think he was from the Caribbean somewhere, because he had a pretty thick Caribbean accent of some description. I couldn't say which country, but he kind of greets me and says, "Hey, it's you. Come on in." And I'm just like, "All right. Do you need to search my bag or anything?" Because, you know, they said there were always posters around saying, you know, present your bags for search. And I'm like, well, okay. I don't want to get this guy in trouble. That was my thought. It wasn't a case of, you know, trying to tell someone how to do their job or anything like that. It was a case of, if this guy doesn't do the bag search, is he going to get in trouble? Is he going to get shouted at or otherwise have a difficult day? And... you know, his response when I said, "Do you need to check my bag or anything?" was like, no, you are the banana man. You could not possibly be a bomber. And I'm just like, all right then. Okay. It was bizarre. It was one of the most bizarre encounters that I had in that entire con, but at the same time, it's really fucking funny. All of the staff actually at the NEC were genuinely really good about the banana. I mean, the only people who didn't like it, well, we went to the Sky Bar on the Sunday night for some drinks after the con had finished, and they were not so great about it. But I mean, the guys at Nando's, did I show you guys the picture of? I'm sure I showed you guys the picture of Nando's, didn't I? Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up again anyway. So we went to Nando's. Me and Wes, one of the mods from the Holocords, and Alux, and there was another chap there whose name I can't remember, which I kind of feel bad about. He was over with Wes, I think. So, hey Darth, how you doing? Welcome in. We're having some Vexpo reminiscences while we're waiting for glue to dry. You've come at a very good time, very auspicious. So, Alux had won the Mint Standee in the auction. When I say the standees, I mean the huge cardboard ones. The one where Ellie's standee went for 1,500 last year. Hold on, we'll wait for Dodson to get back. There we go. Yeah, we'll wait for Dodson to get back just so I can tell the story whilst he's here as well. I mean, I've got the picture set and ready to go. It's pretty funny. But like, you've got all this to look forward to, Darth. You've got all this sort of stuff to look forward to. Right, okay, so it's these bits here, wasn't it? The top and the bottom one. Okay. There we go. So. Dib-a-dab-a-dab-a. Dib-a-dab-a-dab. Dib-a-dab-a-dab. There we go. Moving some stuff, just stopping by. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate you coming by, especially if if you're busy with stuff as well. It's doubly appreciated then, because like I know that coming by when you're busy is tricky. Like when I swing through Ellie streams, I say swing through. I normally stay as long as I possibly can do so, but like I'm almost always working. Like because I work from home, I can get away with it. Dodzo's back, right? Okay, so Alux won the Mint Phantom standee, and like we were saying, the giant cardboard standees. You know the ones that you go to a convention, you see the big cardboard figures of people that they're using to advertise. He won that of Mint, and well, when we went to Nando's, he went off for a minute or three, and our food came. We had to move the standee out so we could sit down and have a bit of munch. And we're like, you know what, there's a great photo up here. So we fed Mint some Nando's. You should have seen the look on the people's faces in the restaurant. They're just like, what the hell's going on? What's going on? It was very funny. It was very, very funny. The thing is, like, that sauce there was their hottest possible sauce, and it was just mid. Nando's is not very spicy at all. I'm kind of looking forward to the Globy booth, because apparently Globy are doing food this year. And that might mean that you can grab some lunch in the con. But also, I kind of said specifically, do you have anything that's nuclear hot? Should I hammed it up and spoken only Japanese? Broken English explained with filming commercial? Oh my god. Do you know there's a character in Uma Musume who does exactly that, but in English? Like, she is the all-American horse girl. Because, like, she's all-American because she's got a revolver. And when she does her special skill, she pulls out a revolver. This is how you know she's American, because revolver. Like, she's got a fucking gun. Her name is Taiki Shuttle. I just got it today, actually. Shoot the other races. She kind of does. Like, we had the Legends race with her recently, and honestly, it was really hard. Like, really, really, really hard, because basically, you do the Legends race against her, and she just braps out the gat and goes brup brup. And then your Bakushin is just like, oh, well, it seems, Trainer-san, that I'm dead. And then you're just like, well, shit, what do I do now? Yeah, no, she kind of whips out the gun. She doesn't actually shoot the other racers, but she does start, like, shooting into the air. She does shoot into... She's Texan as fuck. She's even got, like, a Lone Star-style sheriff badge. She's got, like, a Lone Star-style sheriff badge. So far, she's pretty fun, actually. I actually got her in the gacha today. But, like, when we've got the Legends race against Sakura Bakushino, which has come through today, and I beat her first try, easy peasy, because my King Halo's very overpowered. A woman after your heart like Cowgirl Zentreya. Zentreya is fucking based. Zentreya is just... She did not deserve any of the shit that her and the other girls from the V-Shod have had to go through recently. Did you hear about what Zentreya did when Pixel Link folded? Did you hear about that? That's a streamer you can't watch because you might literally faint from oxygen deprivation. What, is she, Oh, she's too hot. I was thinking, is she choking you out with her thighs? Because that's an acceptable way to die. But maybe pretend I didn't say that. Anyway, moving on. So, did you hear about what happened when Pixel Link went under? Zentreya was involved in this situation quite heavily. Not because she was... No, okay. So, Pixel Link was a small VTuber corporation, quite new. The most famous talent that they had on their roster is Kana Yanagi. So she's the duck detective, who's now a harpy duck detective. And what happened, basically, was the company folded because the owner got really sick. And like this is one of those rare instances where a VTuber corpo folded not because the owner was a shitlord, but because like they got unwell and they genuinely just could not keep it going anymore because their health wasn't up to it, and they couldn't kind of get someone to take over the reins. And all the talents were basically told, your options are buy out your IP, or you're just gonna have to graduate and start yourself a new persona. And no VTuber wants to be put in that position. No VTuber wants to have to restart as a new personality. It's like kind of like it's the last option, right? And Kana was fine because she's popular enough that she makes enough that she was able to buy out her IP without too much problem. Cool. That's I was happy about it. 'Cause I like her. She's fun. She's nice. I spoke to her at Vexpo last year, actually, like not face to face, but like face to virtual face, if we will. She's lovely, and I was very happy that she was able to do it. But then The other Pixel talent I followed is Dia Fortuna. So she's the card dealer cannibal. And she wouldn't mind me saying that, by the way. She's quite open and honest about the cannibalism thing. It's fine. So she basically ended up in a situation where she was going to have to give up her IP. You know, she couldn't afford the buyout at that point, and it was very much a case of, you know, she was going to have to restart over. I mean, as you can imagine, pretty upset about that. I think anyone would be. And then the next thing that we know, and this is when, hold on, let me pull up her. I'll just type her name into chat for you. There, go give her a follow. She's very, very entertaining. Like I'm very much hoping that we get like a meet and greet again this year with her. She was going around on an iPad at Vexpo last year, but the sound, they hadn't worked out the sound at that point, so I couldn't really hear a word she was saying. But what we found out then the next morning was completely unexpectedly done so. Zentreya had, and I don't know the specifics for this, I could be misreading it ever so slightly, but Zentreya bought out her IP and just gave it to her. She's like, you can't afford to buy out your IP? Here you go. I've bought your IP. Take it. It's yours. And I'm just like, holy shit, man. Literally, she managed to retain her IP because Zentreya saw what was going on, saw how upset she was, and just bought the fucking thing. And just like, right, there you go. I was just like, whatever else has happened with... Yeah, that was when Zentreya bought an IP. Yeah, that was it. That was when Zentreya did that. So she bought the IP out. Yeah. It was, because, like, you have to bear in mind as well that an IP for a corporate VTuber, you're talking probably a minimum of $10,000 US, probably more than that. You think Zone is buying a few? She probably has done. Like, she is big enough that she can do that sort of thing without too much problem. And, you know, I think that anyone who does that sort of stuff for the community, you know, did she have any actual kind of incentive to do that? No. Yeah, she helped it. She bought her IP. She bought the IP for her, and as I understand it, she either offered to buy the IP and this was accepted, or the more common version of the story that I've heard, and again, I can't confirm this, I don't think anyone except those two could directly confirm what happened. But as I understand it, she bought the IP and just gave it to her. Because, you know, it was a case of, you know, if you're going to lose your IP, then, you know, here you go. Be sad no longer. And, like, you know, that is such an act of generosity, because, like I say, a VTuber IP from a corporation, minimum $10,000 US, and it's likely to be more. I think Ellie, she's never said exactly how much her model cost, but, like, it's at least... Ellie's model, I think, was at least 25,000. Phone's at 4%, gonna have to charge to get back to moving. No worries, Darth, you take care as well. And I will no doubt see you on... Oh, Darth, when you get a chance to, look in Goose Free Zone. Look in Goose Free Zone when you get a chance, alright? That's where I'll leave things off for you. Oh, Zen is Texan. For some reason, I thought she was Russian. I genuinely thought she was Russian. Why? Ah, weird. Maybe Russia is just like cold Texas. You have this whole ass Cold War happen. It just never needed to. It's just like, no, we are not so different, comrade. We are not so different. We take 1895 7-shot revolver, and we shoot into air. We shoot into air while saying yippee the Kayas. Texans don't like Russia. Oh. Well, that's kind of awkward. I mean, I know one Russian that Texans would like. It's why it confuses me when people say you like Russia. I think it's more of I don't think it's a Texas thing in that. I get the feeling that's just kind of aimed at Washington as a sum total. I mean, it's kind of hard to say without like knowing the full ins and outs of what's going on over there, but I don't think anyone would ever make a mistake like saying Texas. Texas doesn't like anything except for cows and horses. And I'll tell you what else Texas likes is Air Force horses. And is she Texan? I think she's Texan. Tomoe from Videra. The Videra is the group that Ellie used to be in. Tomoe is the horse girl. She's the one that looks like Tokai Teo. I'm gonna get in trouble for shit like this. Oh, I get it. Okay. You do like Poland and Hungary? I mean, I don't mind Poland, but I don't like Hungary. Do you know why? Because I prefer to eat my dinner. I don't like being hungry. I like to be full. Oh no, I've been exposed to too many Simberly Rudolph dad jokes. Oh man. Let's just give this. I'm just gonna file this bit down. Right. There we are. How droll. I try to be droll. It doesn't always work. I mean, one of the things that I got... Do you want to know what I got told? One of the things I got told in that meeting with my team lead... I say my team lead, my section head, where I got that pay rise yesterday. What the hell just happened there? Huh? Hold on. What was that? Was that just a bit of sprue? Was that just sprue, David? Yeah, okay, it's fine. It was just a bit of... Something fell out of it, and I was like, what the heck is that? But no, it's just a bit of sprue. Yeah, tracks are all good. Oh, you help with oil rigs and whatnot. There's a couple of guys who used to work out on North Sea oil rigs that I know from, the gym that I go to. And they're always the ones who, when I say like about what my work is and then I can't afford stuff, they don't really get it because they're from an era where you could work a job like being a guy out on a rig and you'd make bank. And then here's me slogging away in law, only just getting to the point where, I'm kind of getting to where I thought I would be, if that makes sense. That's not right. Hold on. There we are. There we go. Okay, so let's just squeeze that tight a minute. Let that set in a little bitty. Okay. So, in the past hour and 20 minutes, we've got the tracks done. Fucking hell, it's taken us almost an hour and a half to do this. Amazing. Okay. Well, that does mean that we've got the basic structure of it down. So now, as I understand it, we now need to... I think this goes like this a ways. No? No, this goes towards the front. Yeah, this is the front portion of the vehicle. Get a pay increase with less competition in the future. I mean, I don't know if I'll have more or less competition, to be honest. All I know is I got a pay rise, and genuinely, it's a pretty big one. Like, normally for me, the sector pay rises that I've been used to over the years have been not great. You know, we're talking like... the pay rises that I tend to be used to in the region of like, I don't know, they amount to like 30 odd quid a month, and it's like, oh, okay. Instead of 5 beans on toast, now I get 9. Exactly, you understand. Yeah, so you get it. There we are. Okay. Now I need to put the other side on. So we'll do that. There we go. Okay. They oversold lawyer and doctor degrees. I don't have a lawyer degree. That's the thing. I'm suits. I got to where I am purely because I'm very good at what I do. I wish that was a joke, but no, genuinely, I don't have a law degree. You don't need one to work in law over here. You do need one to be a solicitor or a barrister, but you don't need one to actually do the job. It's weird. Don't... Huh? Uh-oh. Oh, shit. There's a piece I've not put in yet that we need to. Hold on. It's fine. We got it before the stuff melted together, so it's okay. It's this. It's the door. Okay. Whew, that was close. Yeah, you don't actually need a law degree to work in law here. It's weird. So, like, as long as you're competent to do the job and you work subject to the supervision of your principals, which basically means you have a boss who is qualified, then you can just kind of come in as Johnny Nobody and do the job, and you're golden. You know, that's how I did it. And it just so happened that I'm very good at what I do. Like, I deal with some of the more complex stuff on my team. You've got someone who's got like a sensory injury or a scarring or something like that, and it's like pretty gnarly. I'm the one who jumps in. Like, when my boss rang me to say, hey, I'm giving you a pay rise, I'd said to her at the start of the call, have you got something really juicy for me? Can I give legal advice on stream? Not to you. Not to you, I can't. Not for any reason in terms of, like, me just saying, oh, no, it's you, Zach, and I'm not going to give you legal advice. No. It's because you are in an area which is beyond my legal expertise to advise. So... the heck? Is this the right bit? Doesn't feel quite right. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Right, okay. I get it. I don't think this bit's necessarily meant to glue in, but whatever. Yeah, I can't give legal advice to people outside of my jurisdiction. So, that's the only reason I've got to say no, I'm afraid. Just be wary of Banana Man here. Yeah, it is true. I am the Banana Man. Oh. Just trying to make sure this takes. There we go. Should be starting to seal itself in. There we go. Okay. While we're waiting for that to go, this is the next bit. So let's cut that. Yeah, I mean, I can give advice in the sense of, like, giving you a perspective from a lawyer. But, like, genuinely, that's about as far as I can go. And it's probably about as far as I'd be willing to go on stream as well. Only because the thing is, like, if you give someone bad legal advice, then A, it is potentially a crime, dependent. You know, if you give someone legal advice when it's not in your purview to do so, then it could be misrepresentation, and that's very bad. But the other thing is, like, I will give people an honest and open perspective from my point of view. But if I'm not instructed or that I'm not retained as their lawyer, I won't give them direct advice in terms of this is what we should do here. It's very much a case of this is what I think you might want to look into. You know, this is my point of view as a legal professional. I wanted to go into music fucking production. Why the fuck am I a legal professional? Holy shit, man. Where did my life go so wrong? Okay. That's now stuck in. Yep. Yeah, the tracks aren't quite even, but that's okay. They're going to get covered soon enough anyway. It went wrong living in Britain. Apparently, so did your keyboard. I'm sorry, mate, but your ancestral Irish, Welsh, French, and British came out. They all tried to exit at once, kind of like you know in Mulan when the ancestors have that big rave and they all just like pop out at once. It's kind of like that. That's what we've just seen happen live on channel. Okay, so this needs to go like, yeah, this goes like this. Kind of a pointless panel to even have in the thing, but hey, it's structural, ain't it? What does this go this way? No? Which way does this go? I think it has to go this way, huh? Wait, is this the right panel? I think it is. Yeah. So this bit goes towards the... Oh, I see. Okay. So I think actually we probably want to put some glue on the bottom of this and on the sides of this, because this is like almost structural. It's kind of a pointless piece in the sense of no one's going to see this because I'm not building this rhino to open from the outside. But what you can do is use it as a structural piece. So this like helps hold the rest of it together a little bit. Okay, there we go. What's that? Sorry, give me a second. Get all paranoid again tonight. I'm having a rough day of it. Oh, ow. Don't know why I'm hey ho. Oh! Something else cool that I bought today, guys. I bought a giant Squishmallow Fuecoco. Only cost me 13 quid. Mental. I kind of feel like these bits should... Yeah, it looks like you can actually use the nubs here to... No, I'm just going to put a bit of glue there as well. Go. Just gonna let that micro melt in a bit. Yeah, I dread to think what's gonna happen when I have to build other tanks, because well, Predator tanks are the same chassis as the Rhino. Yeah, the whole thing is like a Predator is a Rhino with guns on the top and the side. There we go. Right, I'm just waiting for this to, like, fuse. But structurally, it's looking a bit more solid now. Yeah, there we go. So we'll just, like, hold that together while it fuses. Where did the lid go for my glue? Nanda. Uh-oh. There. So what bit comes after this, then? It's the lid. Okay, it's that big bit there. So whilst I'm holding this, let's multitask, because that's a smart move. Okay. And then that bit. Then that bit. Okay. Is that stuck down now? Not quite. I'm just waiting for this plastic to kind of fuse itself together a bit, huh? I mean, it will do. I've no doubt it will do. Maybe I just need to inject a bit more into the... There we go. Okay. There we are. Right. So, I tell you what, I might postpone the Plague Marines HANDCAM next week and do something else, just because I realised I've had like a big DIY day, and this is kind of taxing. So I'm like, do I want to do this 2 weeks on the bounce? Maybe do something different next. Maybe Chrono Trigger. We haven't played that for a while. I'm still carrying on with this, by the way. I'm not finishing the stream or anything. I'm just like musing out loud while I'm waiting for this to dry. Right, okay. I think that should be okay now. So let's get the lid off. Okay. Yeah, I ain't ending the stream or anything like that. I'm just I'm thinking out loud is what I'm doing. So there we go. So much sprue debris. Apparently, if you take sprue debris to an actual Games Workshop store, they'll recycle it into new models, which is kind of cool. You know, I just kind of put mine... We don't have a Games Workshop store in my town. We've got a couple of places that sell wargaming stuff, but we don't have an actual Warhammer shop in the sense that it's owned by the company. So I'd need to ask them if they do sprue recycle. I mean, if they do, great. If they don't, then it doesn't really impact me all that much. Right, so this goes over the top like that. Okay, yeah. I see the vision. And it actually hides the issues with the tracks mostly. Okay. Yeah. Right, okay. So then I think what we want to do is kind of along the tops here. Yeah, I see. So like along the tops of the frame of the tank. So like all the way along this bit. And then same again. Bit there. The thing is with like Death Guard is you don't even need to worry too much about melting parts of the frame to the point they look unpleasant because it's Death Guard. You know, it's meant to look kind of fucked up and decayed and sexy. Did I say sexy? I spoke too loudly then. Right, okay. There we go. So let's just make sure that goes down good and tight. Sorry, I had to grab me glue lid against it rolled off my desk. How to fetch Jug Waters. Jug Waters. Is this like the new version of Hooters that came in since the anti-Gooner legislation took over? Kind of messed up, man. Oh, the amount of people... Have you heard about what people are doing to get around the wanking law? Have you heard about that? They're using Norman Reedus to get around the wank law. That's fucking hilarious. They're using Norman Reedus to get around the wanking laws. Amazing. Right, okay, so... Next is... this piece, apparently. Okay. Ah! Got stuck in the fan there. Okay. Okay. So we want... yeah, this bit here. It's starting to look like a vehicle now, isn't it? Lol, no, and yes on the second point. Excellent. Yeah, so basically in Death Stranding, there's like a photo mode, right? And what people have been doing is using that. When it's been like, hey, upload a picture so we can confirm that you're over 18. People have been taking pictures in Death Stranding's photo mode of Norman Reedus kind of, you know, doing a pose for the camera or something in Death Stranding. And then, you know, the website's been like, all right, yeah, you're definitely over 18. Carry on. Have your wank. And then, you know, the person who's going through is just like, I guess I will have my wank. I guess I will do that. Carl. Right, I see. Okay, so this has to go like... There's windscreen wipers on this! Oh, that's cute. I never knew that. So this goes in like... that, I guess? Hold on. Oh, I see. This goes in like this. Yeah. Right, I see. And this needs to go... The walking head. Precisely. People had never lied to their government or a faceless corporation. I mean... well, about that. As it so happens, they might. Wow, this thing is... Like, the Rhino is so far and away the trickiest thing that I have actually built in 40k so far. I'm enjoying this a lot, though. Like, this is fun. Me wondering if I'm autistic. I don't think I am. Also me. Oh boy, I'm going to build some Warhammer. Please understand that I mean this in an affectionate way. Because I've got a lot of friends who are diagnosed. And it's like, I've always kind of thought, well, maybe there's a reason that I get on so well with my friends who are autistic. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe, you know, maybe it's something where I should consider, is that, you know, am I among that group? And it's always been a case of, well, maybe, but I've never had a confirmation from, you know, a clinician. So it's like, well, I don't think I can actually claim to be. You know, it feels like I'd be, you know, I don't want it to come across as like me saying, oh yeah, me too. And it's like, how do you know that? It's like, well, I don't. You know, just, that feels like it would be disingenuous of me, which is probably weird. You know, I mean, I should just like try and get the appointment to like start the process of that up, because it would explain a lot. Like, especially, there's a lot that it would explain, but at the same time, it's like, well, you know, would it change anything for me? Not really. Right, we're just going to wait for this bit to micro melt. Is that going? Yeah, okay. It's the view plate we're putting on there. That bit there. Whew. Now, we're also going to need to put, I think this, yeah, so the lid and the doors next. Then that's the main structure of this thing. Then pretty much, oh, hang on. Nope, we've got some lights to put on yet. Okay, fair enough. Right, just give me a second. I'm just going to cut some pieces of sprue. Let's put the tank there. You don't think it'd change much for me either? No, I mean, I've come this far in life without a diagnosis. I don't think having one is really going to make a massive difference to me. But it's more in the sense that it's an unanswered question, and I don't like unanswered questions. You know, when I've got a question that I can't answer, then it's almost like a compulsion to learn what the answer to that question is, which is probably in and of itself a trait that puts me on the spectrum. But, you know, I mean, I remember when Tim was around for streams, and I hope he's doing all right, because I haven't spoken to him in absolutely fucking ages. He kind of stopped coming when we were partway through the EBF5 challenge run last year. But he'd said, you know, when I kind of listed through a bunch of stuff, you know, that's kind of pertinent about me. And, you know, his response was just like, one of us. And I'm just like, yeah? It's like, just one of us, you know, accept it. Ah, I see. So this goes in like this, I think. I think this goes in like this. Or is it upside down? Oh, I see. It's like this. Okay. It's weird there's detailing on the inside, but I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's I've got a lot of family who are on Spectrum as well, and that's another reason why I think, well, actually, there's probably some capacity because, you know, it's genetic. You know, it's a hereditary condition, and I say condition in the loosest possible terms. Please do understand that. You know, I always find it awkward to talk about because, like, especially when I'm at work and I'm having to deal with things in like a legal context, for example, trying to talk about something like autism is actually very difficult because from a legal standpoint, you have to kind of consider it as a condition. But at the same time, from my perspective, it's a difference, if that makes sense. I hope it makes sense. Because, like, I don't want it to come across negatively in any way, right? Like a status effect is probably a good way to describe it, but like a permanent one that some people just have, you know. And, you know, when I say a difference, it's a different way of thinking. It's a mindset. It's a mentality in a lot of ways. Nothing negative about it. Like I said, I've got tons of friends who are either, you know, fully, you know, full-on diagnosed autism, or they are on the spectrum to some degree or another. And it's like, you know, I recognize, you know, they are all very unique individuals in their own ways. And I think that's a good thing, you know. And I probably sound awkward saying this, but some can be brilliant, but often it's limiting in some ways. I know that feeling, and that's one of the reasons I think I might possibly be among them. Because, for me, right, I have ludicrous ability when it comes to anything to do with the written language, right? Anything to do with written English, or, you know, speaking or writing. I am pretty, like, my reading level when I was a kid was insane. Do you want to know what the first book I ever read was, right? The first book that I ever read was the Belgariad, so Porn and Prophecy by David Eddings. Even if him and his wife did turn out to be like gargantuan wrong-uns, they were my gateway into reading. And, you know, I was reading that from like 11-ish, but then after that, the next books that I read were, well, you might have heard of them. They're by a little chap called Frank Herbert, and the series is called Dune. And you've probably, if you've read Dune, you know exactly how complex that book is. And I was reading that at 11 and understanding most of it. I mean, there was a lot of the political stuff that kind of sailed over my head, but the rest of it, you know, the overall story and what was going on, the themes and whatnot, most of that I understood. You know, so to say my reading level was pretty cracked. Right, these go here. Okay, I see. You know, but then if you try and get me to do... yeah, books were good even if the author wasn't admirable. Yeah, the... I will be honest, I was pretty upset when I found out about what Eddings and his wife had done. If you need context for that, Dodd, so what Eddings and his wife did was... well, they... They locked their adoptive kids in their basement and beat them. Super fucked up. Super fucked up. Like, inexcusably fucked up. So, it was really sad, because it's like, for a lot of people, those were our gateways into reading. It's kind of like, for the current generation, loads of people would read, like, Rowling and her stuff, and then she's just turned out to be a gargantuan twat. You know, but for a lot of people, that was the gateway into reading. So it's like, it sours it. But I suppose that I've also got other authors that I can, you know, reliably go back to, like Steve Erickson. I love his stuff. Like the Malazan Book of the Fallen, 10 books, 3.5 million words between them. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I'm moistening just thinking about it. Right, now we need to put these doors on, huh? Okay. We're actually getting to the point where the main structure of the tank is done. It's just going to be like the decor now. So yeah, I mean, we're going to have built a Rhino in like 2 hours. I mean, to be fair, because I built like 2 of them before, that Blight Hauler that I built a bit earlier on today did not take very much putting together at all. I see. So it's like it's like an assault ramp, isn't it? Well, no, it's not an assault ramp. It can't be an assault ramp because it's not a Spartan. It's not a Land Raider. A Spartan assault tank is like Land Raider patterned, but so this has to go like that, I think. Or does this bit go in first? I'm trying to work out how this goes in. Bear with. There's like a door there. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Hold on. No, it has to be. Oh, hang on, I see. Right, I get it. So, yeah, I was trying to put it on the wrong side, that's why. Right, okay, so now we... That's just sitting back against there, isn't it? Yes. Okay. There we go. I really need to get back to writing books. Like, I think I've mentioned before, I've written a book. There's one book I've written, which I can't advertise while I'm VTubing because it's written under my real life name. But you can find, that's on Amazon, on Kindle. You can actually buy my writing if you can find it. You won't find it, but, you know, if you could, then, well, it's out there. I finished a second book, but I just never got around to publishing the thing. This one goes in this side, does it? Oh, is it because is this like... Oh, I see. It's cause, yeah, I see. Okay. Where's my file? Okay. There we go. Right. Let's just try and make sure that goes in. It should do. It should just, like, click in, right? So I think it should. Oh, I'm putting it in the wrong way again. I see. For some reason, I keep on thinking, like, the ramp should be... the ramp part should be on the outside, but it's actually on the inside. Okay. There's a lot of redundant bits in this, you know. It's like this. There we go. Nice. Right, so now the actual main structure of the tank is done. Right? The main structure of that tank is donezo. Okay. So then. what comes afterwards then? I guess it's decoration and weaponry, huh? So we've got a couple of options here. It can either take... let me just pull this over so you can have a look. So we can do one of a few things, right? One of them is we're putting the Havoc launcher on because I love missile launchers on tanks. Like, I love missile tanks in any video game that they're in. Okay. Let's get the decoration sprues out. So we've actually finished with the main sprues there, which is pretty cool. What was that bit, I wonder? I don't actually know, you know. It's just kind of there. Unless that's, no? Well, who knows? So yeah, there's lots of decorative options, but this is like customization mainly. So let's do the... we're doing a Havoc launcher, and then the other options that you've got are a closed hatch, or a combi weapon, or a combi bolter. I'm just having a look here. So yeah, I can see the... Okay. Right, let's get the Havoc launcher done first. So this looks pretty straightforward. Okay. So. Yeah, it's always a shame when you find out that an artist that you enjoy the work of is just awful. Because, I mean, for me, there are some things I can let slip, right? There are some things I can let slip. There are some things I will not allow to slip at all. So, like, you know, one place where I actually haven't read any Eddings work since I found out about what happened. Because for me, one of those things that is just unconscionable and cannot be excusable ever under any circumstance is child abuse. You know, it's just... I don't like children, don't get me wrong. Children piss me off. But people who, like, torment them, they make me actively angry. You know? There's no reason for it. There's just no reason for it whatsoever. You know, there's never a justification for it. And, like... You know, if I was to carry on reading Eddings' work now, it would just feel like I'm tacitly saying, well, I'm okay with this, you know. My entertainment trumps the fact that these children have been tortured. And I can't, my mind just cannot, my mind cannot deal with that. So this is the, do these, hold on. This is supposed to, oh, I see. Ah, I think I get it. Oh, yeah, I see. I understand. Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. Yeah, this is all decorative stuff. Which is pretty cool. I mean, the thing is, this rhino, right, I've just noticed, if you have a look at this, it's actually got all of the, it's got all of the insignia. So it's got Chaos, it's got Nurgle, it's got Khorne, it's got, that one is, I think, Slanesh. It's got all of them. You won't say it's the only correct spot, it's commendable. I think it depends. Like, it really, for me, it really depends. Like, there are, like I say, there are some things that I can allow to slip. So, there's, you ever heard of a band called American Head Charge? They've split up and they're never going to get back together because the bass player who was pretty instrumental to their sound passed away. But they're a good example of a situation that I could possibly you know, a situation that I could possibly forgive to some degree. Because what happened was their singer, sad as it was very much an addict and got extremely addicted and in debt. And he went to a guitar center and he stole off with a lot of musical equipment. And it's like, okay, so that's a reprehensible thing to do. You know, stealing musical instruments, I'm never going to be okay with that. But at the same time, it was a situation where there is a capacity for that person to be rehabilitated to some degree, right? You know, that person could be rehabilitated into a point where they're no longer addicted to drugs. They're contributing to society in their way. And, you know, it's like, well, okay, you've made a horrible mistake. You've done a very bad thing, and I'm never going to condone that. But be better, learn from your experience, and, you know, learn from it. But then, like, you've got, like, do you remember Lost Prophets? Did you hear about their singer, where he turned out to be like a colossal nonce? That guy, there's no redemption for that sort of thing. You know, that as soon as I heard about that, it was just like, I'm never gonna pay any heed to this band's music ever again. Because, you know, for me, I couldn't, you know, conscionably do it. I just couldn't do it. So, you know, that's kind of my take on things. You know, and I know that other folk have their way of approaching it. And, you know, I'm not going to try and tell people what they should or should not do. You know, that's not my place. It's not my right. But I think that to some degree, it does you know, if someone lets it slide, then depending on what they're allowing to slide, you know, it can kind of colour my view on them to quite a large degree, actually. Yeah, I'm by my own admission, I'm not very forgiving a lot of the time. You know, I can be very much, especially if someone has done something that's, you know, hurt me or my family directly. There's never any second chance I give for that sort of thing ever. You know. Right, where's the rest of this missile launch thing? So is it this bit here? No, it's not. Okay. Is it that bit? Sorry, I'm just trying to find where the there's like an arm, which is that bit there, right? So that's the arm. Okay. Oh, is it? Just trying to work out where that thing go. Okay. Look, Rhino. Rhino. It's a metal box. We're building a Rhino today. Yes, it is indeed. We are building a Chaos Rhino. Because we are Stinky Death Guard. I'm terribly sorry to say that I am a new Death Guard player, but, well, here we are, I guess. Ah, it's... Right, I see it's this bit here, is it? Okay. I get it, right. Yeah, I see the vision. I see the vision. Hell yeah! Excellent! A fellow hygiene denier. You love to see it. You love to see it. I am actually incredibly new to this hobby as well. But this is like my, this is my first big model. You're more of a Gundam guy? Fair, to be honest. Gundam looks like a lot of fun. I might actually, I mean, I don't know if I'd ever build one myself, because honestly, I'm not too bothered about Gundam from like the franchise general point of view. Yeah, it's not anything against it. It's just not something that's ever really caught my interest, should we say. But at the same time, it is most definitely pretty dang neat. Now, is this... Oh, I think I understand. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I keep on bringing my hands away from the camera. It's just so I can kind of get a feel for... Does this need to... I feel like these bits need to actually come off. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They're just kind of pointless. Alright, fair enough. There we go. Depends on the model. Don't get any graded Sisanju. Is that like... Is that like difficult? I don't know like what the gradings are. Sinaju. Is that like hard models? There we go. Okay. So now I need to I need to glue this in now. Okay. Yeah, I'm like I say, this is my first big model. I've built 3 Mythitic Blight Haulers. I've built 3 Death Shroud, and then the other stuff I've built so far for 40k has all been well, like I've built 2 Plague Marines, but they were from the Kill Team set, so they're like easy to build ones. Okay. Oh, frame structure. Right, I understand. So they're kind of like Tau then. Any excuse to dunk on those fishy boys. So this then, I think is going to have to go over there somewhere, huh? Okay. Right, I see. So this can go like that. Yeah, okay. Nice, okay. Chaos Rhino! Rhino! It wasn't my guitar, still just teasing OP. No, I mean, it's, he should not have stolen those guitars. You know, I'm never going to try and say that he should have, like, done what he did. But at the same time, you know, someone who's done that sort of thing, they could be rehabilitated. You know, there is a chance for it. There is a capacity for that. Whereas, you know, someone like Eddings is never gonna, you know, I mean, he's never gonna like undo what he did 'cause he's fucking dead now. You know, he died. But you know that there's no redemption from that side of things. You know, yeah, not even the Chaos Gods condone it. Right. Okay. So, the next thing we need to do is we glue this into here. Yeah, I see the vision. I see the vision. Yeah, I get it. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Does this go like... No, I see. This actually goes like this. No, it doesn't. Huh? Hold on. They use internals of another kit. But unfortunately, said kit is much smaller, so it's not suited for its size, making it very unstable. Oh. I'm not going to lie. That sounds kind of fucked up. I mean, I say kind of fucked up. It sounds immeasurably fucked up. Right, I see. Okay. So then this would have to go, like, I guess... there? I think. What's that? Sorry, give me a second, guys. That was fucking weird. I thought I heard someone. Must have been something squeaking. Right, okay. Yeah, so I think this needs to go like there. That makes sense. Yeah, I see. Okay. Excuse me. One of the best Gundam high-grade starters is YMS-08 Dom test type. Okay. I'll keep it in mind. I know that there's a community of like streamers who build Gundam. I mean, there's Kaysen, there's Red Claw, I think has done some Gundams. Where? Oh. There. Okay. Right, I'm just getting the missile launcher kind of glued in place. And then we'll decide. I think for me, it's the combi bolter on the other hatch. But I'll have to... let's just pull the manual out again. So... Right, I see. I mean, the easy option is we just do it as a closed hatch, but... I mean, the thing is, like, what weapons does the Rhino actually have? Let's have a look. So let's have a look for... Rhino! No, it does actually have, See, the thing is, like, if I was wanting to be competitive about this thing, I mean, technically, the combi weapon has a better profile for damage. It's got, it crits infantry on a 4+. It has devastating wounds, right? And it has rapid fire 1, but the combi bolter has rapid fire 2 and lethal hits anyway. But it's also got a BS of 3. So, like, the combi weapon does better damage to infantry when it hits, but it's less reliable to hit. Yeah, let's do a combi bolter as the other one. So, is that, like, stuck in now? Yes, missile launcher's ready to go on. So, for this, it looks like we want to glue around the edges. Like that. Okay. I hope that's taking. I don't feel like it is. No, it's not. Hold on. Let me try and push that down a bit. Okay. Okay, so... Welcome aboard, by the way. Welcome to the Blue Fleet. Yeah, I don't always stream model building, if I'm honest. I'm very, very chaotic in terms of what I do when I go live. So some days I will, some days I'll do, model building. Some days I'll play RPGs. Some days I stream retro games. I say some days, I stream a lot of retro games. I'm a Super Metroid player by origin, if we will, and I stream like a lot of ROM hacks, that sort of thing. Okay, I was thinking, I'm a notorious liar. Dodso, how could you say that about me? I'm God's littlest guy. I mean, the god might be Nurgle in this case, but I'm still his littlest guy. I'm his tiniest little nurgling, Checks out. Yeah. No, I tend to just stream whatever the hell I want. There's not much rhyme or reason to it. Yeah, I recently thought to myself, hey, PS2 horror games. They're kind of cool, right? And then I started streaming PS2 horror games just because I was like, well, okay, that could be cool. Right, this is going to be a little bit tricksy. But I think this should go on this door. we've got a emblem and Nurgle on the side. Okay. So now we need to build the combi bolter. Okay, so we got a missile. We got the Havoc launcher. We got the emblem on the side. We'll want to have just like a couple of generic chaos stars hither and thither. So which one's the combi bolter then? Let's have a look here. So I think it's that one. Hold on. Just gonna have a quick look at this again. It should tell us what the weapons are near the start of the build. Ah, right, okay. Right, that makes sense. So it's that and that. So... Oh, must have the glue as well. The game balance, you can have it hit often, hit hard, or cheap. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you have to kind of make a decision when you're equipping units in this game, when you're actually building, like, what do you want it to do? So I'm not necessarily thinking from a meta standpoint, because I have never played a game of Warhammer. Yeah, I probably will do once I've got this, once I've got, like, some guys built up for it, you know. But until then, you know, it's just kind of like, well, I'm building because it's fun. But at the same time, it's like, you know, the Havoc launcher, as my understanding goes, is, you know, decent for tacking on a bit of damage. A Rhino is not a damage-dealing unit. You know, that is not its purpose. Its purpose is to get stinky boys from A to B. You know, in the smelliest possible way. So, you know, the damage options are just kind of extras. But then you've got other stuff that, you know, you want to look at later, such as, like, I don't know, should I put a Chaos Star right there, maybe? Maybe, like, there, maybe? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff in the actual tabletop game of 40k that hits like an absolute truck. But then at the same time, you know, it's kind of casino. They call them casino cannons because they hit ridiculously hard. To the point where if they hit your guys, then your guys are probably having a bad day. You know, if they hit your guys are not going to have a good time of it. Yeah, just put the... You see that? We've got the little 8-point star there. Ironically, I was always destined to be a Chaos player because I've mentioned this before, but, you know, belief in Chaos as an actual primordial force. I have the 8-point star as a tattoo as well, and I got that like when I was 18, so we're talking almost 20 years ago now, because I'm an old man. You know, I'm a very old man at this point. So, like, you know, I think it was just kind of a matter of destiny as much as it was anything else. Can we put the spikes on the front? Yes, we can. Right. Hell yeah. Let's go ham with this thing. I love the fact that it gives you so many decorative options with this. Like, the fact it gives you... This is a Death Guard kit, but it's giving me all the options for the other faction. So if I bought this kit and it's like, well, I already have Death Guard Rhinos, it's like, well, I can just make a Rhino for a, you know, a different Deity Legion then, or, you know, Chaos Undivided maybe. Right, we're going to have to hold this in place for a minute. There we go. Old enough that if my wife took me to the dealership to trade in, she'd get a Model T Ford. Maybe not quite that old. But I remember the Mondeo when that was new. Put it that way. Did you guys have the Ford Mondeo over there? Right, that looks like it's sticking in. kind of. Is it? No. Let's try and flip that, actually. Oh, yeah, we should flip that. Yeah, okay. Excuse me. There we go. Excuse me. You know how much for car, dude, so you're not sure? That's fair. That's fair. So the Mondeo is like a saloon car. So it's pretty big, pretty spacious. It's like a family car. That's how it was marketed over here. My mum used to have one way back in the day. Right, there we go. Just leave that there a minute. Okay. So we need to build this combi bolter now, huh? Which was... is it on this sprue or is it on the other one? Hold on. I think it was on this sprue. Did I... Oh, I snipped it off. It's there. There we go. Okay, there we are. Right, we need to snip this bit. Okay. So these apparently go together. I don't quite see how. Are these different? Hold on. Do these go together? Oh, I guess so. Kind of finicky, though. Does this go together? I don't know. Was that just for... I don't feel like these bits go together. I think one is meant to be for the combi weapon and not the combi bolter. I don't see another option now, though. I mean, I don't think it'd make much of a difference, actually. Nah, let's just put a hatch on it. Let's put a hatch on it and be a bitch about it. Yeah, so, like, one of the hatches would be... I mean, to be fair, I kind of like the idea of a guy popping up from inside with the combi bolter anyway, so... you know, I'll probably end up building another Rhino at some point in the future anyhow, so, you know... So the hatches, yeah, so we need one of the rims. That rim. So we've got the rim, and then the lid has the Chaos Sigil on it, 'cause of course it does. Okay, there we are. Yep, okay. So then as I understand it, this should just kind of sit in here. Like there? Yes, it does. Okay, so... Oh, I just realised my glue's been left out for a bit, so no, it's still okay. It's still liquid. I do need to lid that though, because it's been like open for a bit. Okay, and then that goes in like so. So you got the hatch lid, and then that'll go like that in there. Okay. So yeah, we can put this one on as well. Okay. Like so. I should probably put some glue on this bit as well. Just to be sure. Okay, there we are. Oh, let's make sure that's facing in the proper... Okay, good, good, good. Wait, is that... Yeah, that's right. Okay, so... That's taken really strongly. Okay, good. So we have here a Rhino with missile launcher, with hatch, with front dozer blade thing, which is not on its data sheet, but whatever. So I guess then... It's a case of, I think like the decor, there's quite a lot of it, but I think we're going to put on it. There's another 8-pointed star that I saw. Yes, that's there. We've got this as well, right? Which is the Death Aquila, or Aquila, however the fuck you pronounce it. So snip out that. Where the hell did that go? Kin hell. There's me like, yeah, let's do the 8-pointed star, and the 8-pointed star's like, nope, goodbye. That's just flown off somewhere. I don't know where that's gone. Shit. Oh bloody hell. Oh, that's not flown off over there, has it? I'll just have a quick look on the other side of my desk. Give me a second, guys. Is that over here? No. I don't know where that's gone. That's just zoomed off somewhere. Just zoomed off. Well, unfortunate. That'll learn me. It'll turn up, no doubt. It'll probably turn up, like, after the stream's done, though. But that's fine. Yeah, so... Yeah, so in that case, let's get the... Yeah, so the Death Aquila was here. I'll hold it carefully this time. Okay. So just my office is just fucking full of sprue debris now. It's ludicrous. Okay, so glue this. But way too much glue on that, but hey, it's okay. Okay, there we are. One Death Aquila. Okay. I'm a bit cross about that 5-point star because it was like it was the neat one. It's going to be somewhere in this big fucking pile of, like, ruined sprue, isn't it? Oh, no. Oh, chuffing heck. Chuffing heck. I'm the ultimate pudding. This is why I need, like, a pot or something to put me dead sprue in, huh? Alright, let's put that there, because that's, like, actually possibly something I'm going to put onto it. Okay. So then, almost all of this is just, like, not useful to me anymore. So, let's put on some spikes and stuff. Yeah, let's put on some spikes. Like caltrops that specifically repel women. I mean, I'd say that the VTuber thing would also do that, but as we know, well, that's not the case. Okay. So, I think this one. Okay. I'm going to be hearing Little Lily in my dreams now, you know. Because I've had this music in my ears for, what, 2.5 hours? And don't get me wrong, I ain't complaining about that, because I do genuinely like this track. I've mentioned it before, but, you know, I should have playlisted, maybe. Ah, it's all good. It's all good. So, some heads. We'll stick them, like, there, I guess. Okay. We're just, like, finishing up the decoration on this now, huh? Okay. 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 Then this set of spikes we'll put on the other side. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, God. That was almost awful. Okay, are we okay? I think we are. Yeah, it just gotten stuck. I didn't realize that banging that into the thing would actually make the dispenser start vanishing in as well. Oh, my word. Put this trophy rack here. Like that. Like so. I hope this is taking. I don't think it is. No, that's not taken. Hold on. More glue. More glue. There we are. Hopefully, that is taking to some degree. The other one's pretty much dried out. Okay. Anything else, I wonder? The only other thing I can think of is like something out the back here, maybe. Don't really think we've got anything that could go there. Not anything I can think that would look particularly great. Yeah, so we'll leave that bit then. There's a couple of trophy racks here that are kind of small. If we do this one, then we do the empty one. Because that would make for a pretty interesting little difference betwixt them, huh? Yeah. These two. Okay. And this bit needs to come off as well. There we go. So that could go probably a bit more towards the front of the vehicle, like there. Yeah. I've just taken the entire ruddy glue dispenser out. Oh boy, this better not have died. Oh oh my god, hold on. Will that still go in? Uh-oh. We might have a problem, guys. We might have a problem. Hold on. Bear with. I think we can sort this. My glue's hardened over. Hold on. I've been told there's a way that I can fix this, but it might be a bit dangerous, so I'm not going to do it like on camera just in case Twitch gets cross at me. Hold on. This isn't ideal. This is not ideal at all. Then if I do that, no, nothing. This is not ideal, guys. Me glue's stuck. Oh wait, are we in? Let me just try and heat this tube a bit. Hold on. Ah! Okay, we're back. We're back. That was a fun little misadventure. Alright. People who like know hobbycraft much better than me are probably looking at that thinking, oh my fucking god, this guy's an idiot. Okay. Where's the lid for it gone? Where's the lid for the glue? Oh, come on. What? Where did I put that? Oh no, you can tell that I'm dying. It's all gone horribly wrong. Wait. There. I actually used my stream to find it, would you believe? I looked at OBS and I was like, oh, there it is. Right, okay. And we've got one more accoutrement to pop onto this, which is this one here. With these two skulls. And once I've done this, I think we're done then. worries, mate. Okay. There we go. Once that's all stuck in place, we have us one Death Guard Rhino. Just minus the 8-pointed star that floors some fucking where. I'm pretty proud of that. Like, for 2 and 3/4 hours, that's not bad going, huh? Hey. My first vehicle. Well, my first big vehicle. I mean, Demon Engine's a vehicle, sure, but it's a bit different. Yeah, nice, nice. I'm happy with that. I am genuinely happy with that. I'm quite pleased with myself, actually. I'll have to dig through the sprue and see if I can find that star, though, because I'll add that on at another time. Because it's flown off somewhere, and I'm probably going to find it by stepping on it and getting in pain. That is normally the way. So, okay. Let me just grab my bag of bits, which, actually, this bag of bits, I should convert, because I've also got, like, that, and that, which, those are just Plague Marine sprues, right? Those two are just Plague Marines, right? So this bag I should probably use to just, like, contain, you know, spare gubbins. Which is, I mean, it seems like a good thing for it to do. You know, spare gubbins box. Never a bad thing to have. Anyway, we've been going for longer than I thought we would, so let's pull over here. I genuinely didn't think we'd be live for so long today, you know. I'm not unhappy about it, though. It's been... Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually taking the piss? I just found that Chaos Star. Do you know where it was, guys? It was literally underneath my foot. Like, literally, I moved my foot and I'm like, I can feel something underneath bottom of my foot. I'm like, what's that? It's like, okay. It is the, it's that 8-point star. I'm just going to get this added on real quick, just while I'm thinking about it. Typical. 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 This, I think, I'm actually going to put on here. Yeah, I've put it on the rear hatch of the Rhino. So, you know the ceiling hatch? So that's there now. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Okay. We're going to wrap things up there, because I really need to go and, like, have a rest and have a cold drink, I think. That's been productive, though. I'm really happy with how this stream's gone today. Like I say, we'll give the model building a rest next week. We'll play some Chrono Trigger instead. So I'll reschedule the Plague Marine building. And then we'll come back to 40k at another point. So, yes. All good, all good. Yeah, you too as well, Zach. Thank you for coming and hanging as well. Thank you for hanging around for so long as well. It's always appreciated. Always appreciated. Ah. Sorry, just responding to something really quickly. There we go. Yes. So tomorrow there's no stream because tomorrow's my day off. Sunday I take off to spend with the wife. So... Excuse me, I'm really tired out, huh? So what we're going to have next week, I've kind of penciled things in already. What we've got is... Let me just pull up my Sketty Weddy. Ah, where was it? Here we are. It's here. It's here. So we've got Super Metroid, But I Hate You Part 4 on Monday. I don't know why I've said Part 3. At the minute, I put Tomb Raider 5 Part 3 on Tuesday. I might change that. I don't know. we've got Metroid Prime Corruption on Wednesday, carrying on with Kuon on Thursday. Friday is Ace Attorney, then Saturday is now going to be Chrono Trigger. So I'll I'll rejiggy some stuff just to make sure it's all, it's all sensible and whatnot. So, yes. Again, thank you for the hangs, guys. This has been super fun. Hopefully, I will see you on Monday for Super Metroid, But I Hate You, courtesy of the wonderfully psychopathic Misty Wisty. And if I don't see you at that point, then make sure you look after yourselves. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy whatever it is you're doing. And again, thanks for the hangs. You make sure that you have a good one. I'll see you next time. Oh dear, Shibi. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go and get that drink. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.